Hey everyone, today's video is going to be 2 poetry pieces by my friend Wayne. Allergies. It's hard for me to describe Wayne and his style of poetry other than it's deep and it's relatable to the world that we live in today. Honestly, I think he's one of the best poets around town right now. And if you're not really into poetry, I think these 2 pieces will probably open up your mind a little bit. Maybe you'll decide to start listening to poetry or going out to a few more places that do poetry. I haven't been out to that many places recently that do poetry other than the Maya Buzz Cafe. There are a few other places around town that do some poetry, spoken word type stuff. One of those, or 2 of those other places that I know of are Stella's, I think that's the Drunken Retort, and also the Hookah Lounge with my boy Tone. He's also super talented poet. This guy is an inspiration to me every time I go see him speak. Every time I go to one of his open mics, I feel blessed to have been there. Here's Wayne.
And this is a note to self called Just Right. Make that cursor stop blinking, or put pen to paper. It doesn't have to be beautiful, it doesn't have to be profound, it doesn't have to change the world. It probably will not be published, purchased, or bound. Just right. You have sat here long enough, you keep staring out memory's window waiting for inspiration to come. You might have missed her a couple of whiskeys ago. She's an elusive bitch and you're a sloppy drunk, and this courtship is starting to look a lot like your broken home. That childhood you can't escape, or the marriage that fell apart, you choose. God damn it, just right. You're going to blow your longest running relationship due to lack of care. All you have to do is show up. All you have to do is be there. Remember when it first started, the catharsis, the rush? Remember when words were enough? Remember when pouring out your heart on paper meant the world? Broken prayers for that broken home and that broken high school girl. Mead composition notebooks, stacks and stacks, a closet with piles, and it was filled to the back. At first it was an outlet, a way of dreaming of a life that wasn't shit. But with each heartache and new page, the pain became gifts. So just right, you wasted most of this night. It doesn't have to be poetry, it doesn't have to be prose. You just have to go back to that place that only you can go, that garden only you can grow, that midnight starry sky that only you know. No Van Gogh, no Picasso, no Marshall with the syllables, no Burns with the similes. And when it's all over, God damn it, you won't remember me. But just right. There is nothing you have to be. You can't open eyes. You cannot make people see, but make no mistake, because this gift you've neglected can tap dance on water and see lives resurrected just right. There are dots to connect before the reaper collects. So many stories to tell, so few innocents to protect. You have a voice to project, a craft to perfect. There is beauty in every single tiny defect, but you have to inspect and you have to reject every single voice that's crept in and kept you from writing. So just write. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be profound. It doesn't have to change the world. It probably will not be published, purchased, or bound. But just write before you've lost the only true love you've found. Thank you. Namaste. Next week. We don't choose who we love. Most of us don't even choose what we believe. It still usually ends where it begins in the masses. Well, we're all a little easily deceived. Me, I try to love you all, but I keep wearing my heart where my tattoos should be. I was taught to ink my flesh as sin, and I still feel guilty for these 3 rings. Every time I try to stand tall, they say nothing is what you should be. Just learn to put that fake religious smile upon your face and live by these 3 things. Faith, hope, love, harnessed, hollowed out, weaponized, then held against your head. Just learn to say I forgive you if 9 loved ones end up dead. Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, there is blood on our church floors. The South is burning again, just like 1964. But if you're paying attention, you know it never really stopped. Shit. It's been, what, 4 years since they said this will be the summer of LGBT love and rings and proposals they did proceed. But our celebrations were muffled. Shots rang in a San Fran pride, and last year they beat, burned, and dismembered a transistor in the Missouri streets. Where is our Harvey Milk, our Rosa Parks, our Malcolm X, our Dr. King? Right now we need Bayard Rustin. Bayard Rustin to help us connect the dots between those dreams. Full participation of gays and women's liberation in the movement. That's what Huey Newton said. But it's been almost 50 years, you know the lyrics, 2 shots in the dark, and now Huey's dead. Can we ever go anywhere with each other, these animals we call mankind, when a fat cat like a Trump or a Hillary would creep across my broken heart like a landmine? Sometimes I can't stand mine. I want to say, if you want this, you can have it. But I know my only capacity for empathy lies within, so I won't let any of you grab it. I still believe that we could fly, if we would only open up our eyes to see, but our feet stayed planted firmly on the concrete, paving the way to shallow dreams. I said, we don't choose who we love. Most of us don't even choose what we believe, but what I believe keeps changing as I keep straining for compassion. So I'll do that till I bow out and take my leave. Thank you.
For the next video, studio time, blah, blah, blah. And maybe a little bit of Saturday night's Festival of the Arts. I will see you guys next week, Sunday at 3. Peace.